Hi there, I'm Leila,
And I'm Laura.
and welcome to For Your Penjoyment, a show about fountain pens and the joys they bring us.
Brought to you by Pen Boutique.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Leila,
And I'm Laura.
and this is For Your Penjoyment, a show about fountain pens and the joys they bring us.
Brought to you by Pen Boutique.
So how are you today, Laura?
Wait a second.
Ooh.
We should say right at the beginning why this is a special episode.
Folks, this is an incredibly special episode to us, and I would like you to know why. It is our 1-year anniversary episode. We've made 26 episodes. There are 52 weeks in a year. Therefore, on the 26th, we shall celebrate our 1-year anniversary. Don't worry, I'll leave the numbers to me.
I don't understand the logic of the math, but that's okay. I'm trusting Leila.
Well, the next episode is doubly special, and we didn't want to
It's
step
true.
on its
That's
toes.
true.
So we're celebrating our anniversary a little early, but I think it's worth celebrating.
Of course it is.
Back to the original question.
I was trying to get out of
I know you were.
What was the question?
How are you doing today, Laura?
I am doing great.
Tell me
I
about
have
it.
done so many fun things in the past few weeks since the last episode. Okay, so after work on Saturday this week, I went on a pumpkin walk
Pumpkin walk is great.
with my new friend.
Mm-hmm.
And the week before that,
Mm-hmm.
I went dancing twice.
That's right.
And I even moved my feet.
Yes, you did. And I was there to witness the feet moving, and it was excellent. And we did karaoke as well.
Yes, we did.
We certainly
did
did.
a lot.
We did a lot.
We really
I'm
did.
proud of us.
Karaoke was great. You sang really well. You were so good.
Thank you. I love going with you, and I love your support, and you hype me up. At the last minute,
Yes.
I asked a question because I was in between two songs, and you guided me, and I did cheerful.
That's
I
right.
did upbeat.
You were like, you said like up or down, right?
Yeah.
And I just went like that. And then you went out and
Yep,
You're so
changed my mind at the
spontaneous.
last minute. Yep, but it was fun.
it was great. And I'm also really excited because Bill is coming this week.
We are very excited for Mr. Bill Piercy from Pilot to grace us with his presence.
Yes. So
I love it.
a lot going on. What about you? You did an exciting thing too.
I went on my big Californian
Yes.
adventure.
Yes.
I hung out with my baby sister. She was an excellent tour guide. She gave me the tour of the USC campus.
You went to LA.
Yes, I
Right.
went to LA. Gave me a tour of her neighborhood, which is interesting. There are a lot of interesting neighborhoods in LA.
Okay.
I met with one of my pen friends /
Yes.
Instagram friends / viewer of the show,
So great.
Mr. Ben Kemper.
I love Ben's comments. He's
I
such
love
a nice
Ben's comments,
person.
too. Yes, and he's so genuine, and he's so just like caring,
And he's an opera fan.
he is an opera fan. I think he has things in common with both of us.
That's cool.
And he's a very balanced, well-rounded individual. Loved that he took me to the LA County Museum of Art.
Love
We
that.
had such a good time.
Oh, I'm so glad you got to
Yeah.
meet him.
And then my baby sister and I went to the Troye Sivan Charlie XCX concert. You don't know who they are, and
Of
that's
course
okay.
not.
Danced our butts off
Very.
all night.
Did you move your feet?
I moved my feet as well.
Very nice.
I checked my phone just out of curiosity to see how many steps I logged just at the
Oh,
concert.
Okay. Yeah.
12,000 steps.
Is that a lot?
That's a lot.
That's a big number.
I was dancing like
Very nice.
like a dance machine.
Okay.
It felt so good. It was cathartic. It was,
Yeah.
moving your body is, powerful.
That's great.
Yeah.
Aw, I'm so glad you had a good trip.
Thank you. I really needed it. I miss her so much. And she'll be back soon for Thanksgiving, so I can cool down for a little bit, Too hype, too hype. So, what pen are you using today?
I'm using one of my favorites.
Yeah.
The Custom 743 with Falcon nib. I
Love
put
it.
some new ink in it because I ran out of ink.
Oh, wow.
And I'm trying a new ink that I had for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I had a bottle of it, but I hadn't used it that much, so I decided to put it in here. And it's got some fall vibes going, even though I'm not really into fall.
I love that.
I put in a maroon ink.
Very fall
It
vibes.
really suits this pen. It's like, very sophisticated looking in the
I
black
do like
pen. And then I was thinking, like, what's the difference between maroon and burgundy? So I looked it up. Maroon is a dark reddish brown. So it's like a brownish crimson. It's more brown. And then burgundy is more like reddish purple, kind of less brown elements.
Exactly.
So, but they're both pretty fall vibey.
Exactly. I love it.
Yeah. What about you? Which pen are you using?
Speaking of classy,
Yes.
I am using my Aurora Optima.
Very nice.
And it might be pronounced Soleil or Sol. This was a limited edition Optima. A friend gifted it to me. I had no knowledge of the pen, so I reached out to our Aurora rep.
Yes.
And she gave me the skinny on it. And it made a special present extra special.
Yeah.
So I'm cherishing this. It's,
Yeah.
it's never going away.
That's a beautiful pen.
It's a beautiful pen. The color is stunning. I paired it with Diamine Autumn Oak.
Nice. You got your fall vibes.
And I got my fall vibe. It's part of my fall pen spread.
Very nice.
I have this and two Benus that I have one inked with Oxblood and the other inked with Saddle Brown.
Cool.
Beautiful inks. Beautiful
Yeah,
pens.
I just wrote a new blog article about the Aurora Optima, and I didn't know that much about the pen until I wrote that blog, and I really appreciate it now. It is a really interesting article to write. It's a beautiful pen.
Absolutely. Well, don't you know it, Laura? Once again, we have a million new things in store.
We do. We have a lot of things.
We have a lot of things to get through.
The first one is pretty exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Ah!
We've got the 2024 Inkvent, y'all.
Yes. And I was really bad, and I slid it open to peek, because I'm going to have to swatch it, or one of us is going to have to swatch it. Anyway, so I am here to tell you. Well, first of all, it's the 2024 Inkvent. Like you said, it's got all new colors, as usual, and it comes with 24 12-milliliter bottles, as usual, and one 30-milliliter bottle, a big one in the middle for Christmas. I peeked, and it's got standard inks, shimmer inks, chameleon inks, which are the ones where change color when you move it. It's got star bright inks again. That was a new thing from last year that were really shiny. And it's got a new thing, extreme sheen.
That's right. I'm honestly afraid to use the extreme sheen in my fountain pens. Yeah, there should be a dip pen warning on there only. Because remember when the dipped in sailor sets came out? They're like, please only use this with a dip pen.
I don't know how extreme it is.
We
there are
see.
some other Diamine super sheeners, especially some of the store exclusive ones, so maybe it's like those. But
we'll see.
It did say extreme sheen on the bottle.
I'm looking forward to trying it.
I love that it's a little out of control.
Oh,
And my favorite ink that I caught a glimpse of was called Forest Coleslaw.
Listen, you. It was not called Forest Coleslaw. It was called Forest. And gosh darn it, your Germanness needs to calm down. Too hype, too hype.
The font they use on the bottles is a little hard to read.
And you got coleslaw from...
I don't know.
I mean...
That's what I thought it said.
Live your best life, Laura. I don't know what to say there.
Wouldn't that be good? A coleslaw scented ink?
Absolutely not.
What do you mean?
Ma'am, I reject this opinion. Fully reject.
Leila.
I an ink smelling like mayo and cabbage.
And coleslaw, so Christmassy.
My favorite Christmas food. Figgy pudding and coleslaw right there on the table.
Wow. You don't know what they have in England for Christmas. This comes from England.
Could be coleslaw.
They
for
had
all I
that
know.
weird olive flavor last year or a
That's
couple of
true.
years ago. People yelled at me for saying it was weird, though.
Oh.
I don't know. What's the next topic?
So I've got the newest release from Monteverde.
Ah, yes.
I've got their first internal piston fountain pen ever.
Yes.
This is the MP1.
Mhm.
It comes in black, gray, and purple.
I love that shade of purple.
I love it too. It's nice and punchy.
Yes.
I love seeing it.
Very pretty.
It is part of Monteverde's 25th anniversary celebration.
Ooh.
And the MP1 represents a significant leap for fountain pens as far as Monteverde goes.
Do we know what it stands for, or is it just like a number just to screw me up?
It's mysterious. I have no idea what the MP1 stands
Okay.
for.
Okay.
It features locket piston technology.
Yeah, it's really
Um,
interesting.
It's very interesting when you ink the pen. You unscrew it.
No, you click it
I'm
first.
sorry. You click it first.
Yep.
You pull outward. Boom.
Yeah.
Then you twist your piston.
Yeah.
Down and up and yada, yada, yada. I know, very exciting. And then you have to align the dots
All right.
and then click it back into place.
It's like a connect the dots.
It is a connect the dots, but if that's, it's nice that it's locked.
Yeah.
I feel like I can comfortably post this without spewing ink everywhere.
That's true. It posts well.
I'm
Right.
quite satisfied with that. I like the metal finish. I think it's an interesting addition to all of the piston fillers, especially the piston filling demonstrators.
Yeah, it's kind of like TWSBI category.
Exactly.
etc.
TWSBI kind of had the market cornered on the fun
Right.
demonstrator, but
Right.
Monteverde's responding.
Oh,
So we'll see how that
throwing
goes.
down the gauntlet.
I like it. Next up,
Next up, I have something a little more fancy than that pen.
go for it.
Just slightly. Where did I put them? Oh, they're over here. I have the new Montblanc Great Characters pens.
Yes, you do.
Now, this is very interesting. This is part of the Great Characters series,
Right.
which includes characters such as John F. Kennedy, Elvis,
Right.
etc.
Right.
Well, the new one is The Great Gatsby, which I
I
find
love
very
that.
interesting because that's the kind of thing I would do. Like put real people and fictional characters in the same category.
I mean, Jay Gatsby was great despite being fictional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of love that they did that.
I'm
It's
into
kind
it.
of strange. It surprised me quite a bit, but
Sure.
so what? Do it.
Exactly. Have fun with it.
That's right. So
Let's take a
these
look.
pens are really cool. This is, well, we have the fountain pen, the rollerball, and the ballpoint.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a very Art Deco kind of style. The barrel is really cool. It's supposed to like bring to mind the way the city, New York City, like skyline-ish kind of looks,
With
like
the bright
the high rises at night, kind of. It's really cool.
I do love that.
And they used a special technique to create this. I don't know what the technique is, just it's special. So
Understood.
I guess it's something they haven't used in any other pens.
Sure.
It is really beautiful. I like the way it looks a lot. And the coolest element, the Mont Blanc
yes.
emblem on the top glows in the dark.
And it glows green.
It glows green, like the green light at the end of
Exactly.
Daisy's dock.
That might be my favorite detail
It's
about the
really
pen.
cool.
The
yeah.
representation of the green light.
It's really impressive. There's also ink, but we sold out on the ink already. But we
Crazy.
have more on order. Not sure when
Excellent.
we're going to get it in. And the ink is green.
The
It's
ink
kind of
is
a
green.
tealy green.
It's definitely a blue tone green. It's
Yeah.
very beautiful.
I assume it's inspired by the green light too.
I would
but I'm
hope
not
so.
certain. It's
Yeah, I'm not
it's a
certain.
really pretty color.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a notebook with this
The notebook's pretty
the
cute.
car, the famous
The famous car.
killer car on there.
I love it.
I actually really like the Great Gatsby. I read it
Same.
in high school, but then I read it again later as an adult, and I really enjoyed it a lot when I reread it.
I might have to
Not
do
that I didn't like it the first time, but I liked
Right.
it more when I reread it. So, what do you have next?
Well, I have something that is for a cause very near and dear to Leila's heart.
Yes. This is a really special one.
I have the new Nahvalur Schuylkill in breast cancer awareness.
Wow, this is really beautiful. I really like this
I
color.
do too. The pink represents the ribbon for breast cancer
Sure.
awareness, and the orange and red tones represent solidarity with the cause,
Oh, okay.
which I found beautiful.
Really nice. I really, really like the shades of orange
Same.
and stuff that are in there. It surprised me.
And I love that this pen gives back. 10% of the proceeds of this pen go to the Susan G. Komen Foundation, which I find particularly special.
Yes, yes.
Now, the resin is diamond cast resin.
It's real sparkly.
It certainly is. It's beautiful up close.
Yeah.
We have rose gold trim and metal components.
Nice.
It is a piston filling mechanism, and it comes in, and it's a number 6 nib.
Okay.
So those are the essentials on the Schuylkill.
Yeah, this is a different model than any of the other narwhals that we carry. right?
Exactly. I do have another Schuylkill in a different colorway.
Oh, you own one.
I own
Oh,
one,
okay.
but this might have to join my collection because I
Can I see
don't have anything like it. It's really warm and gorgeous.
It is. I really, really like these colors. I mean, we've talked about me not really liking swirly pens,
Right.
but I do
Something
really,
resonates.
really like the combination of colors they used in this. They're
Absolutely.
so pretty. That's a really nice pen. I'm glad they did that. It's really special.
It's like the orange and red make it autumnal, which is appropriate for the month, and the pink just adds a brightness to it.
It's got kind of that pink grapefruit color that I really like.
Yes.
That's why I like that so much.
I like that.
Because that's one of my favorite
It
colors.
is. You have shirts that color.
Yeah, and it's like, mauve, purple, and pink grapefruit, I would say, are kind of my favorite.
And it incorporates elements of each of those.
Yeah,
I love it.
yeah.
What is next on your list?
We talked about these already, but now we really do have them.
Okay.
We have the 2 new Pelikans.
Very nice. I've been looking forward to this release for quite some time.
Yes, so this one comes as an individual pen or this box set, which the box set itself is sparkly. Look at this. Ah, oops.
Love those details.
So this is the Pelikan Golden Lapis M200, and it's got the matching Golden Lapis ink
I love
from Pelikan Edelstein, and it is so sparkly. I mean, we were just looking at it in the store and couldn't believe. Yeah, but in the store,
In the store, it still
we
came
couldn't
through.
believe how sparkly it was.
Yes, yes.
But
yes.
then when I took it outside, this thing is like out of this world sparkly. I was really disappointed when we recorded the Battle of the Pens. It didn't show
It
up
didn't
as being
capture
very
as well.
sparkly, and it
Right.
really is super, super sparkly. And you were just like, I want it when you saw this pen.
I'm trying so hard to sit on my hands and my wallet.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I'm going to cave in at some point. I know it.
So you like those gemstone things where gemstones mean stuff, which I don't
Sure,
believe
why
in,
not?
but you like it because it's fun.
I think it's fun, yeah.
So, Golden Lapis gemstone is supposed to bring you inner peace and emotional balance.
I'll take that any
Those
day.
are good.
Yeah.
And it was a gemstone for kings, and it represents strength, wisdom, and protection from negative influences. It makes you want it, doesn't it?
It certainly does. A little good juju goes a long way with me.
Yeah. And an interesting detail on this is the
The
pelican
finial,
is
yeah.
yellow.
It's beautiful.
The whole thing is
That detail
it's
is
real
nice.
Pretty. Yeah, it's really pretty.
I like
and I
that a
just
lot.
I love the M200 series. I have several of them. It's one of
Yeah.
my favorite pens.
Absolutely.
So Yeah, and it, of course, matches the
Don't
beautiful
forget the
ink.
sleeve.
I won't. I'll
Okay.
put it back together later.
Sure.
And the other one is the M670.
Mhm.
Weird number.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I wrote it down. These are both special editions,
Yes.
by the way. This one is inspired by the earthy natural gray tones that are currently really popular in the automotive industry and interior design.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. Trying to be kind of trendy there.
Right.
I don't know. But it's quite interesting that it has the black PVD coating,
I
which
do
is
really
a
like
first.
that.
And that's why it has the weird number.
The 70 indicates
Yeah.
the black trim.
So that's pretty cool. So, yeah, this is what it looks like. It's got the ink window.
I like the color
The
of the ink
green.
window.
It's green. It's kind of right, like a tealy green.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
I like it.
And it's the good old classic 600.
I think
series
it's an
size.
interesting addition.
It's
to
very
the-
different.
Yes.
It doesn't look like any of the other pens.
Exactly.
I feel like it's very German. You know, like...
Can I say, it reminds me of brutalist
I
architecture.
was going to say that, too. Totally. That was the first thing I thought when I saw it.
Yes.
Like, around here, the metro stations are brutalist. And this reminds me of that. It totally reminds me
We
of
had a
that.
brain twin moment.
Yes.
I love that.
So, I mean, it's not for everyone, but...
But it will strike a chord with someone.
Yeah, absolutely. So, that's cool. And like I said, very different. It doesn't look like any of the other 600
No,
series
certainly
or any of the
not.
other Souverans.
It's unique, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I have a new release from Visconti.
Ooh.
This release from Visconti is very cool because I love the concept behind it.
Okay, I don't know much about this one. Tell me about this one.
It's inspired by Dante Alighieri's Divine Comedy.
Ooh, okay.
And it's considered to be his most important work.
Sure.
It's a masterpiece of world literature, honestly, that explores the afterlife through the three realms: Inferno, Purgatorio, and Paradiso. So each colorway of this pen captures the essence of each realm. Like, every choice in this pen is very deliberate.
Okay.
This is the model Inferno.
Okay.
So you have the deep black resin paired with the reds in there,
Ooh, okay.
and you have the black details in the metal.
Okay. Very
Magnetic
dark.
closure, Visconti nib.
Ooh.
I like the grip section on that as well.
It's very shiny.
It is very shiny.
I like the textured, interesting detail around here. Does it have something written on it, or is it just a texture? I can't
Let me
really
take a
see it
look.
well enough.
It is just a texture.
Okay, that's really interesting.
Yeah, I found that neat.
That is neat.
I really like the magnetic closure of this pen as well. Like a lot of the less expensive Viscontis, it is a cartridge converter pen. Number 6 nib. Very cool. Each model comes in fine, medium, and broad. And they come in fountain pen, rollerball, and ballpoint.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I'm just pulling out the fountain pens for the sake of time. So.
Yeah, that's a very moody, dark.
It's brooding.
Yeah, that's really cool colors.
Absolutely. The next one is Purgatorio.
Okay.
So it's got taupe and gray tones in it. And it's got silver metal details.
Yeah. Oh, it looks so different.
It looks incredibly different.
Whoa.
It's that in-between place.
Uh-huh.
It could be dark, it could be light. It's up for you to interpret.
It's
And I think
very-
it's beautiful.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of cloudy looking. You know, like you're up in the clouds.
Exactly.
Interesting. I keep saying that, but it is interesting.
No, the choices were so deliberate and well thought out.
Yeah. Okay, let's see the next one.
And lastly, we have Paradiso, which is much brighter, much punchier.
And much warmer with the gold trim.
I love the gold details paired with that sky blue. I think it's a good choice. It's reminiscent of those clouds in the sky.
It is, and it's so dramatic. Like,
Exactly.
going from the first one to the second one to this one, it's like...
Exactly.
Like, yeah, it really has that effect because of that shade of blue they chose and the gold. It just looks like so happy and like really like you're in paradise now.
Exactly.
Wow, that's really effective.
One more fun detail. The name of each pen is engraved on the ring around
Oh,
the
yeah,
cap.
cool. Oh, that's pretty. It would be neat to own all three.
Oh, exactly.
How much are these? They're not super expensive,
Let's
right?
see. The fountain pen Before any discounts, it's $239.
Okay.
So not super
you could
expensive.
reasonably own the whole set.
Absolutely.
That's cool. Okay. So the final new in store. It's not something that newly came out, but it's newly in our store, so I wanted to include it. This is so special.
It's a beauty.
This is our new most expensive pen in the store.
God.
Toppling the Namiki elephant. This pen costs $16,000.
And it's not an Emperor model. It's a Yukari.
It's beautiful.
It's stunning.
This is the Namiki Yukari Royale Golden Rose. Look at this. It's so beautiful.
Look at those leaves.
The leaves are done with rodden, so they're mother of pearl.
Delightful.
You can see the colors changing as you move it. It's made out of tons of gold. It's heavy when you pick it up. It's got brass underneath. Here, you hold it while I tell more about it.
Please.
This has a number 20 nib, and it's an 18-karat nib. It's built on brass underneath, and it has lots and lots of gold and layers of urushi lacquer.
Yes, it does.
It's made using the Togidashi Taka makie technique, which is burnished and raised makie.
I like the texture.
And then it has the rod and the mother of pearl.
Mm-hmm.
It's really beautiful. This is from 2011 limited edition.
Whoa.
Very rare. Only 150 of them were made.
How did we get our hands on this? This is wild.
Yes. So it's extreme. I mean, this might be the only one that is
Still
new that
available
no
for
one had bought.
Right.
Exactly. So it's really, really special.
That's crazy.
It has 0.8 grams of gold powder in here. You can
Yes,
see
it
all the
does.
sparkly
That
gold.
sparkle.
It's so, so, so beautiful. I mean, if you could afford it, this
It's
pen
stunning.
is like one of the most special pens you could possibly get. And it comes with this cool case, which is different from any of the other
Oh, I like that.
Namikis we have. It's got the Namiki symbol all over
That's a
it.
cutie.
It says really, oh my gosh. I didn't
The
really
texture?
check. Yes, feel it.
You do love
It's
texture.
such a nice
Oh, that's
texture.
nice.
Wow.
I like that a lot.
And then it has this special bottle of ink,
Ooh.
which, I don't want to pull it out, but it has a special rose symbol on it, which is different from just a regular bottle.
Right, right.
And it's got this beautiful thing here that says Golden Rose. This is a really, really, really special pen.
It's truly beautiful.
I feel bad for Elephant, though. It was the top pen for so long, and now Golden
Can't be king
Rose came
forever.
along.
Can't be king forever.
Still, wait, is the elephant the king of the jungle, or is
No, I
that the
think that's
lion?
the lion. But, you know, sometimes you gotta get knocked down a peg,
Maybe.
and the elephant did.
Yeah. Maybe someone will buy Elephant now.
Maybe. Who
We'll
knows?
see. Or Golden Rose. I mean, if I had $16,000, I wouldn't mind owning Golden Rose.
Oh, sure.
Like, Elephant is super cool. That's a beautiful pen with so many cool details on it. But this pen is a pen I could really see myself owning. And if I was crazy brave, I would use this pen. It's not like overly gigantic or anything. I mean, look at that. Look how pretty that is.
I would use that pen for my most important documents.
It's so beautiful. Look at the way that rod
The
is
rod
changing color.
just drives me crazy
It's
in a
so
good way.
pretty.
Ah,
So that's really special.
I love it.
So that's our last new in store.
Very nice. So we've got some important stuff to talk about before we get into it this episode.
Yeah, we have a whole new segment for this. Not new, but one we don't often do.
Exactly.
News.
We've got news. That's right. First on the agenda.
Yes.
The news agenda.
News agenda.
So as we hope you folks know, it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Yeah.
And a lot of companies are doing something special to give back to that community in need.
Yeah.
Pen Boutique is no exception.
Well, Pen Boutique is exceptionally more into that cause than many companies.
Exactly. I hope you folks know Lena is a breast cancer survivor. So this month is very near and dear to
Yeah.
her heart.
And we always do a lot of special things during October for Breast Cancer
Exactly.
Awareness Month.
One of those things is we have 2 pens that 10% of the fountain pen and 50% of the Parker Jotter get donated to the American Breast Cancer Foundation. Hugely important cause. Lena,
and those are both store exclusive pens.
They're both store exclusive pens.
Yeah.
Lena does a lot of work fundraising for that cause because it is so near and dear to her. And we just want to help out by letting you know that these pens are gorgeous.
Yeah.
And you give back to a community by getting a pen.
This one was our exclusive from last year.
Right.
The
This
Delta.
was our Delta exclusive, the DV Rosa. Beautiful pen.
Really nice. And we used to have a solid pink one and one with a pink barrel and a black cap. Now we only have the ones with black caps left,
Exactly.
right? I really like the combo with the black and pink.
I like the stark contrast between
Yeah,
the two.
that's really pretty.
That is a beauty.
I like the opalescence in the barrel, too.
Me
That's
too.
a really, really special pen.
It is a very special
And those are
pen.
numbered, aren't they?
Yes, it's a numbered limited edition. They're all in the back of the cap. We have several more where that came from.
Yeah.
So if you want to support a good cause and get a pen while you're at it, don't hesitate to order.
This one, the original that she did,
Yeah.
exclusive, the Parker Jotter.
I am a
special
survivor.
pink color that says I am a survivor. And that's just a very classic pen. Super useful for everything.
A beautiful ballpoint.
Yeah. I mean, everybody uses Parker Jotters. We use them all the time in the store.
We certainly do.
And I gave one to my mom. She uses it all the time. Like, everybody uses these. They're great pens.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And as we mentioned earlier, it's not our store exclusive, but the new Narwhal Schuylkill does give back to the Susan G. Komen Foundation. Another pen that contributes to a community in need.
Yeah.
So don't hesitate. Get yours today and help out.
Yeah. What else do we have for news?
I've got some sad news.
Oh, yeah.
So per a representative at Lamy, my favorite nib,
My favorite nib, too.
our favorite nib that Lamy offers, the cursive nib, is being discontinued.
Can't believe this.
We were not given an explanation as to why. I can only speculate that they're making room for a new nib.
That's completely speculation.
Completely speculation. I'm hoping that's the case because I will hoard the cursive nib.
Yeah.
I will get as many as I can. It's my favorite.
Yes, you put it on every one of your Lamies, right?
Yeah, I blow up the price of each one of them exponentially by adding it on.
And I
don't care.
own that many Lamies, but I own 3. I own 2 All-Stars and a Safari, and I have it on 2 of them. I love this nib. I love that you can, like we were talking about earlier, it doesn't have that strict sweet spot that a lot of pens have. You can like turn that thing to all different angles, rotate it. It writes beautifully. Can handle shimmer ink. That's where I put my my Diamine Asheville. It's my hairpin Lamy. I can't believe they're getting rid of that nib.
It's breaking my heart.
It's such a great nib.
It truly is.
Why?
I let every customer try my pen when I mention it. They're like, a cursive nib? I'm like,
I'm always showing it to people, or like left-handers who have trouble with holding their pen at unusual angles. Oh. So we got like some in, and they were just like flying off out of the warehouse.
As
like people were ordering them like crazy. So if you want that nib, I would order it right away because once we sell out,
they're gone.
And you're gonna probably buy about half of them.
I'm gonna try my hardest to be good.
I don't want to know how many you're hoarding.
You don't.
I don't. Yeah.
We have some other sad news. I want you to cover this one.
Yes, we have more sad news. The Pilot Sterling Silver. They're retiring the entire Pilot Sterling Silver line, except for the patterned ones, which are called the Souveran pens. There's only 3 of those.
Right.
All the ones that have different animals and stuff like that are getting retired. So we have limited stock of turtles, Dragon, Hawk, Tiger, and Mount Fuji. We have some stock in both Fountain Penny and Rollerball. There are also 2 additional ones that we could order if anybody wants them. Jaguar and Komodo Dragon.
Wow.
Jaguar is actually a numbered limited edition, but it costs the same amount as the other ones.
Really?
So that's really cool.
That's kind of cool, yeah.
Yeah, and these pens are so cool. Wait, I was going to grab it. They are kind of like the E95S, where they've got that beautiful
nib.
inlaid nib, except it's an 18-karat nib. It's bigger. And it writes, I've never tried it, but I asked Bill, and he said it does write kind of like the E95S, but, it's got the softer nib because it's 18 karat. But, yeah, I just love this shape. I've always kind of wanted one of these. They're really, really pretty.
Get it before they're gone.
Yeah, so...
Not to penable you or anything.
Only the 3 patterned ones are going to be left. So.
At least something will be left, but
I know.
Seeing all those animals get retired.
Animals. This one I grabbed is the turtle, because, Maryland terrapins.
Love that.
But, yeah, it's sad.
Well, we got over the sad news. Now we've got some exciting news. We've got some store events coming up.
Oh.
One of which being Bill. He will be here. What is the date of that? The 25th and the 26th of October.
We hope.
I hope.
Those are numbers, so don't ask me. But it's going to be a 2-day event.
It's a 2-day
It's our first
pilot
2-day pilot event.
I love Bill so much I wanted him around 2 days.
Yeah.
He's a good dude.
This is going to be really fun.
Yeah.
And he's going to be bringing a big collection of beautiful Namikis and all the classic pilot pens.
Yeah.
And he's just really fun to talk to. He's really knowledgeable. And
So
it's
come
gonna be
out
great,
and
yeah.
ooh and ah over Bill's
yeah,
pens.
and ask Bill questions.
Yes.
Try to steal his Ishime if you're Logan.
I can see that.
He tried to. He threatened.
I believe it.
I mean, he didn't actually try to.
He's
but
a
he
stealthy
said,
little
he said
thing,
he was
though.
going to. So, after the Bill event,
Bill.
what's next? Fountain Pen Day.
That's right.
That's really exciting. Tell people what that is, because they might not know.
So Fountain Pen Day is a worldwide day of not only just acknowledging that fountain pens are still a thing, but coming together as a community to celebrate the fountain pen.
Exactly.
We're going to have an in-store event that day.
And it's always the first
Friday
of
in November.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
So this year it'll be November 1st. We are going to have Ken Jones from Yafa at the store having an event.
Sure.
Very exciting for that.
Yeah, it's cool that we're having a rep with us on that day.
Exactly. I'm looking forward to it.
But even if we don't, people always do special stuff for Fountain Pen Day because it's a big deal.
Refresh the wheel. Pull
Oh,
that
yeah,
out
the
there.
wheel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll have fun prizes and
maybe a raffle
all
if
kinds
we're
of
feeling
cool stuff.
spicy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then after Fountain Pen Day,
Kirk Spear.
Kirk Spear's coming back.
We're going to have a multi-day event with Kirk. It's going to be November 7th,
3 days.
8th, and 9th.
Three-pronged approach.
Three-pronged approach. His appointment book should be open at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and schedule through Pen Realm.
Yeah.
He may have some walk-in time available.
Right.
But, give us a call, check and see before just showing up.
Mm-hmm.
But we're very excited to have Kirk back.
Yeah, if you want to get your nib repaired or tuned or
Special
custom grind.
Come and see the man.
He's the best.
He is.
He's the man.
So, as we mentioned at the top of the episode, this is our 1-year anniversary episode. And in the last 2 episodes, we requested questions. We decided to do an Ask Us Anything episode.
Yes.
Well, we got a lot of questions.
We did.
Especially from one person.
Yes.
Our stomped on poet laureate of Pen Boutique.
Thank you, Eric.
Thank you, Eric. We wanted to answer as many as possible.
Yes.
So we did a smattering of questions.
Yeah, we would be here all night if we answered every
my
question
God.
we got.
And that wouldn't be a fun
We
episode
had
for
to
y'all.
curate them a little bit.
We certainly did.
Hope we have a fun mix for people.
I think we do. So the first question we got off the bat was from Giselle Datz.
Okay.
She's fairly local, lives in Northern Virginia. And she had a movie question.
Oh, yeah,
for
this
us.
question.
So I'm going to paraphrase the question because
Okay.
my notes are over there and the camera's over here, and navigating that's difficult. The question was, if you had to pair a movie character with a particular pen, what would that pen
Right.
be? And this is something that I've wanted to do as a silly segment.
Yeah, you've suggested this several times.
I
as a
love the
silly
idea.
segment, but I was scared of this question.
Aw.
But since it was an AMA, I
Right.
said, well, why don't you just answer it? Because you really like this question.
I
and then
do.
I won't have to feel bad about freaking out and not wanting to do it as a silly segment.
That's fair. So I thought of 2 movie characters.
Okay.
The first one being Sally Albright from When Harry Met Sally.
Okay.
I don't know if you've seen this movie.
I have not.
I
See,
love
this is
me
why
a
I was
good
scared of the question.
rom-com. All right.
Go ahead.
She's very bubbly, but she's also very particular.
Okay.
I imagined her in an Estabrook Model J.
Ooh, okay.
Particularly a vintage one
Oh,
that she
sure.
found while, out and about in New York City.
A specific color or just vintage?
Just vintage can be any color I can't imagine.
Okay. Okay.
And then my second character was Clementine from Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
I've seen that movie, but I don't remember it at all.
Not a problem. I'll put the picture up there
Okay.
for you. I imagined her in a Lamy All-Star, particularly the tourmaline color,
Ooh,
because it's
okay.
the most electric of the colors,
Oh.
and I think it suits her personality very well.
Okay.
And it plays with her hair color, her changing hair colors very well.
Oh, does
That's
she
one.
have that color hair or just?
At one point in the
Colorful.
movie, she has a royal blue.
Okay.
There's an orange. I remember a red being in there somewhere.
All right. All right.
I can appreciate her as a character.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next up,
What's next?
we've got
We got
some.
a few different Eric Arnold ones, right?
Yes, we do.
So the first one on the list from Eric that we were going to address.
Right.
What is a Sterrett?
Sir, you already answered your own question.
You already answered this question. We know what a Sterrett is.
You answered it several letters back.
Yes.
It was a creature of some kind.
It was a creature that he described in great detail.
Right.
So I don't know why he's asking this question again. We know exactly what
We know
a Sterrett
exactly
is.
what a Sterrett is,
I
sir.
mean, I completely agreed with that description
Hey, it
that he
works for
sent
me.
us.
Yeah.
So. Okay. Next question was, what is Laura's shoe size? Just want to know for when she stomps on some of these.
Very important.
The answer is, depends on brand, either 7.5 or 8. So,
Okay.
Just so
I can
you
do
know.
that.
Yeah.
Next question was, do you prefer otters or duck-billed platypuses?
This was an interesting one.
I do love otters.
Otters.
Did you know a group of otters is called a raft?
No, I did not.
Also, some otters hold hands while sleeping.
Aww.
It's mostly mother and pup, and it prevents them from drifting away from each other. They also sleep wrapped in kelp to kind of secure them to the right place.
Like a little sleeping bag?
Kinda, yeah.
Oh, that's cute.
It is very cute.
Okay.
What's your answer?
I chose duck-billed platypuses because they're weird, and I like weird animals and weird trees and weird everything.
I love that.
So I did not know quite how weird they were until I looked it up. They are an egg-laying, duck-billed, beaver-tailed, otter-footed, venomous mammal.
That's wild.
And they have bioluminescent fur. It glows in black light.
It's like a child thought this up in the middle of a night. Like, I'm creating my imaginary friend. Let's
Yes,
do this.
Yes.
Wow.
Isn't that wacky?
That is wild.
I love it.
It's a great
What a
detail.
combination of things. Like,
Venomous and bioluminescent.
yeah, and egg-laying,
Egg-laying.
duck-billed, beaver, and it's a
Otter-footed.
mammal. Like, what?
How?
It's
How
like
do you
someone
exist?
who didn't know the rules for creating animals. It was just
Right.
like, whatever.
Right.
I'm just going to make something up.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm into it.
Yep. Next question.
All right. What are your favorite pencils? I don't use pencils a lot. So I just went with a classic Ticonderoga.
Ticonderoga. We
Solid
had the
pencil.
same answer.
Mm-hmm.
when I was a kid, we used to have boxes
Mm-hmm.
of Ticonderogas.
Certainly.
And they had this, like, kind of 1776 looking dude on the box. And they were the greatest pencil. I don't know. That's just the classic pencil.
The lead is
Ticonderoga.
like the perfect level of softness to hardness. Creates a beautiful line. Very erasable as well.
When I think pencil, I think Ticonderoga. And
Same.
I'm not that into pencils, so.
There you go.
Now, I do use mechanical pencils sometimes for drawing, but I don't really have a specific brand. I don't really care. It's just whatever I have around.
Sure.
So.
I understand.
Now, Lauren would have a strong opinion and insight on this question, but
100%. Our resident pencil expert.
Really.
Next up, what do you use ballpoints for?
Okay. So I have nothing against ballpoint. Ballpoints are fine. I just don't use ballpoints very much because I prefer fountain pens. I use ballpoints for filling out the bank deposit slip at the end of the day if people spent cash at the store.
Right.
Because we have one of those carbonless copy things where you have to press really hard so it'll go through onto the second sheet. I also use them in the store sometimes to write down stuff like pen to get in the back.
Right.
I often use my own fountain pen for that, but if I just need to grab a pen really quick, we have a lot of those Parker Jotters around, just like the I Am a Survivor one, except they don't say I Am a Survivor. They say Pen Boutique on them. So I use it for that. I use them in restaurants when I'm, like, signing the, filling out the tip and whatever. That's about it. I own a few ballpoints, but I've replaced the refill with a gel because I prefer gel. I own some of those Faber-Castell grip ballpoints.
Yeah,
I really like those, but I don't have the ballpoint refill in it, so I don't quite call that a ballpoint.
Sure.
It's not. What about you?
It's a capless roller at that point.
Yeah. What about you?
Let's see. I used a ballpoint to sign my passport because the paper is not fountain pen friendly.
Sure.
And I wrote and other crappy paper options.
Right, exactly. Sometimes you need a ballpoint because the paper's not
it's
friendly.
It's either too slick or
exactly.
It feathers everywhere.
Yeah.
You just don't want that. Use the ballpoint.
Yeah. Any situation where you have to press down really hard or the paper's repels like flowy typing.
Right.
It's really handy to have a ballpoint.
100%. What's your favorite Dr. Seuss poem?
I assume by poem books are included, right? I mean, book is a poem, right? So I said the Lorax.
I love that.
I like that one a lot. I like those trees.
Yeah.
And trees are special to me, so.
Good.
What about you? What's your fave?
My favorite Dr. Seuss poem just so happens to be Oh, the Places You'll Go. It's very encouraging. It believes in you.
That's the one that they give to graduates a lot, right?
I've given it to my sisters before.
Aww.
And my favorite line in the poem is, Kid, you'll move mountains. I love that line.
Okay. Yeah. Very nice.
We next had a question from Art Frisco.
Yes.
What are your favorite shading inks? Legible, please. None of this yellow business or even Celadon Cat. I respect that.
Yeah, agreed.
I came up with a list.
Yeah, you are really into shading inks right now.
My interests when I started collecting was shimmering, then it became sheening, and now I'm in the shading period of my
you
life.
moved from S to S to S. Okay.
We do have to do an ink episode.
It's
long
we're
overdue.
thinking of doing that.
So my shading inks, Burgundy Chocolate Notes from Robert Oster, Sailor Nico Yanagi.
Is that purplish one? Yeah, I have a bottle of that one.
It reminds me of the Sailor States collection, the Hawaii one.
Yeah.
It's just a little more bluey.
Okay.
I also like Sailor Ink Studio 123, the gray with the pink and green going on. Diamine Autumn Oak, Platinum Forest Black.
I don't know what that one looks
and
like.
And I also like Platinum Citrus Black.
Oh.
They're kind of like grayed out gem tones. And I really
But they show a lot of shading.
I also like Monteverde Rose Noir and Monteverde Copper Noir. Sailor Haha. Grafon Faber's Burnt Orange.
Ooh.
And there are more, but those are the ones that come to mind first.
Okay. So because I am very like to explain things, I thought I should explain what shading is briefly, because someone watching the show might be going, what the heck are you talking about? I don't know what that means.
I wish you had answered first.
I know, but I didn't think of it until now. So, shading is when you write with the pen and it looks different depending on how saturated a particular part of the paper is with the ink. So, for example, you're writing a letter and the stroke starts off and it looks kind of light, and then as you get to the bottom, you're sort of holding the pen in that spot for longer, or the ink sort of flows into that spot with the movement of your pen.
Creates a gradient.
And it gets darker in that spot. So within the same letter, you're going to have a lighter, brighter color and a darker color. So it's really cool looking. And it can be affected a lot by the nib size.
Yes.
And I think that's why you are way more into shading than I am, because you like medium and broad nibs.
Yeah.
I prefer fine, extra fine nibs. So those don't show shading quite as much. I mean, they show it a little bit, but nowhere near as much as the pens that you use.
I like my nibs juicy. I like to see that shading all the time.
Another thing that really affects shading a lot is what paper you use, like how absorbent it is. If you have a really absorbent paper, you're not going to see the shading. So this paper that I was using right here, I actually printed these questions out on Toma River paper.
Oh, my God.
The heavier kind.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to write my answers with a fountain pen.
Sure.
I was originally using printer paper. It looked horrible. It was soaking in. There was no shading. It was feathering. And I was just like, no, this is making me sad. So I reprinted it on different paper. So, yeah, it starts out light, it goes dark where it pools. That's what shading is.
Love it.
I don't get that into shading, like I said, because I use finer points. I do have some inks that I really appreciate the shading on. I wrote down the Sailor Nano Pigmented Siboku.
Right,
it's a pretty dark ink, but it shows really cool shading. I really like the way it looks. A lot of the Pilot Shizuku inks show really pretty shading. One that I've been using a lot recently is the Shrovro, however you pronounce it. It's a green, kind of tealy one. Really enjoying the shading on that. Fuyugaki also has pretty shading, and I've been using that a lot. Also, my three fave Watermans show really pretty shading. Inspired Blue, Tender Purple, and Harmonious Green. I always appreciate the way they show it. So, those were mine.
Very nice. So we got individual questions from the next viewer, David Fu.
Oh, yeah.
Viewer
David
and
Fu is
friend
great.
of the show and shop.
Namer of Penelope.
Namer of Penelope, very important. Non-pen question for Laura.
Okay.
What are your favorite operas? You may choose up to 3 for your answer.
I love this question. Thank you for asking it, David. So I have 2 operas that are tied for number 1 as my favorites. Don Giovanni by Mozart. I love all of Mozart's collaborations with Da Ponte, but Don Giovanni is my favorite. I've listened to it and watched it a zillion times. My other tied number 1 favorite is Verdi's Don Carlo.
Okay.
And it has to be the Italian version. So this opera can be performed in either Italian or French. The French version is called Don Carlos with an S on the end.
Okay.
Don Carlo, though, is the version I like. And then since he said I could have 3, my third favorite, which is kind of my comfort opera.
Aww. It's
a tragedy, but it's fun. It's like weird, and I just love it. It just always makes me smile. Is Un ballo in maschera, which is called A Masked Ball. It's also by Verdi.
I like that.
It's about an assassination.
Oh.
But it's funny, too. In a weird way.
Hey, to each their own. And then pen question for Laura.
Okay.
How do you choose what pens you use each day?
So I love this question, but I don't really have a good answer. I don't really know. I think I just kind of use instinct when I choose them. I think I like to kind of combine brands. I don't always I don't want to have just all the same brand with me. Like, let's say I bring 3 pens. Sometimes I'll have, like, 3 Pelikans or 3 Pilots, but a lot of time I like to mix it up and have, like, 3 different brands represented.
Mm-hmm.
And I like to have a variety of ink colors and a variety of, like, nib sizes.
Yeah.
You know, like I want one that I can write really small, extra fine, and another one maybe that's a stub or really broad, so that if I'm taking notes for the show or something, I could write my headlines in a thicker one. But I don't know. I just sort of use instinct beyond
That's a great
that.
explanation.
Okay. You ready for yours?
I am ready for yours.
Okay. Non-pen question for Leila. Wait a minute. This is interesting that he's asking this in this episode.
Yeah.
Where do you get your glasses? They really rock. You aren't wearing your glasses
I'm
today.
wearing contacts today.
Wow.
It's very exciting. So prior to working in Pen Boutique, I was an optician. I was an optician for 8 years. So you amass a lot of glasses over the course of 8 years.
I'm stealing them from the store. No, I'm just kidding.
Never. But you get them at cost.
Oh, of
so
course.
you save a bit of money.
It's like working in a pen store. You buy a lot of pens because you get an employee discount.
Exactly.
And you're obsessed with pens.
100%.
Yes.
So the first half of the show, all of my glasses came from the shops I worked at.
Okay.
And then I got my eyes checked, and it just so happened my prescription changed.
Oh, no.
And now that I can't get things at cost,
Right.
I've resorted to online retailers,
Ooh, that's
which are
scary.
not bad.
All right. This is a big one.
Mm-hmm.
Pen question for
Oh,
Leila
boy.
from David Fu. Do you have multiple copies of the same model pen? Color can be different. If so, would you please show us a mugshot of them in a suspicious lineup? If not, would you show us a mugshot of your 4 pens that are the most different looking?
Okay.
I can see what's on the front of the table. The viewers can't.
Yep.
My mind is being blown right now.
So, I don't even know how to explain this. I decided to say a group was a group of 3 pens or more.
That makes sense to me.
So I do have a lot of pens that I have in different colorways. It's the same model.
Yes,
I'll
you do.
start with my Benu Euphoria collection. Same pen, different models.
Wow.
We got Bourbon, we've got Love Story, we've got Vodka on the Rocks, and then I think this one's called Big Wave or something oceanic like that.
Oh, wow.
Very beautiful, very sparkly.
So sparkly. especially
Inspiring.
That one.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And that one.
The
I love
Bourbon-
the colors in that one. Though.
Oh, it's like a wave crashing on the shore.
Wow. Okay.
Then we have Twisby Ecos.
Okay.
I'm missing one. I don't know where it went.
You said it was the eggplant one?
Yeah, it was.
So we can
eggplant.
take a picture of that.
Yeah. Well, we got
So
those
you've got
guys.
4 of them. What are these? Is this saffron?
This saffron.
What's that one?
That one's cerulean, and that one is Persian green.
Oh, that's a cool shade of green.
And the purple
And
is
then
like
eggplant,
really
too.
nice with everything.
Mm-hmm. That's a neat combo.
Then I have
Wow.
my safaris. Let me just pluck those out.
Now, do these all have cursive nibs?
Most of them do.
Okay.
Yep.
How many do we have here?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6. Okay.
6 safaris.
Wow.
And then we have 3 all-stars. 3 all-stars.
Only 3 All-Stars.
Yeah.
And I own these 2.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And I was tempted to buy that one.
Petrol is such a special
It
color.
is special.
They're all special colors.
Those are good. So you had the petrol, tourmaline, and lilac.
Mm-hmm. And then lastly, these are from Small Maker Walltown pens.
Mm-hmm.
It's 3 pens of the same model. One happens to have a clip.
Oh,
But there's 3
interesting.
different colorways.
Wow, that's an unusual purpley color.
Yeah, it's called Unicorn, something I can't remember.
Oh.
So yeah, I have a lot of pens. I have a lot of repeat models, but I go for color. I go for what inspires me and pulls me in, and
Mm-hmm.
there you have it.
This made
stuff.
me think about whether I have any groups of 3. And I do. I have 3 A95S/Elites
Right.
from Pilot. One's vintage, and then the 2 modern colors. And then I have 3 Pilot Prairas,
Mm-hmm.
3 different colors.
Great pens.
Yep.
I have Bill's question next.
Bill! Yeah, Bill
Bill's-
sent in a question. I thought that was so
That's
cool.
delightful. Thank you, Bill. We don't have to say get on that, Bill, this episode.
No,
'cause he's getting on
He's
that.
getting on it by asking us a question.
His question was, what are your 3 favorite pens with 3 numbers in
It's
the
a
name?
3-pronged question.
Three-pronged
I
question.
liked this question, even though it had numbers in it.
I'm glad you survived it.
It was a little challenging.
Oh, I'm sure.
I want to hear yours.
Pelikan M200,
Okay.
Caran Dash 849,
Yeah.
and a pen that I don't have but still very much want, the Pilot Custom 743 with an FA nib.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
So mine were Pilot Custom 743,
Mm-hmm.
this pen right here,
Yeah.
that I love very much. Pilot Custom 845,
Whoa.
the Arushi one.
Yeah.
So pretty. I like the red color
It's
of that
gorgeous.
one. And the Pelikan M600 Souveran.
Mm-hmm.
I have a couple of those, and I really, really like
Oh,
those.
I bet. So we've got a question from Eric again.
Yeah.
When was the last time you wrote and sent a letter?
I was pretty embarrassed. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I know I wrote one probably sometime last year
Mhm.
to my friend Susie, but it was quite a while ago.
Yeah.
I just don't really have time to write. I mean, I could make time, and I don't. But
I understand
nah. What about you?
that. It was late last year. No. It was actually late spring, early summer. I wrote to my brother. Yeah, that was fun.
We're not big letter writers.
Yeah,
Like
I
right
wish
now.
I would. I wish I had
used to be.
time.
I used to have pen pals, but I
Mhm.
don't right now.
That's a bummer.
Yeah. All right. You go through different phases of life where you
True.
do different stuff.
Of course.
This next question was, you've talked about desert island pens, but what about desert island poems? If you were stranded on a desert island and could only have one poem with you, what would it be?
I cheated.
Why?
I picked 2.
Of course.
I couldn't decide.
You
so
always just... let's hear 'em.
okay. Beowulf.
Why? Because it's really, really long?
It's really, really long. Yeah.
So it'd keep you entertained?
That'll occupy my time on the island for quite some time.
Okay, Beowulf's good. Yeah, that's a good
And
poem.
A poem given to me by my high school English teacher, Howl by Allen Ginsberg.
Oh, yes.
Another long one. but
Yes.
Definitely worth reading.
That's
Definitely
a cool choice.
will keep me entertained for
I
a while.
would say so,
Mhm.
yes.
What'd you pick?
I picked a poem that probably no one will have heard of, but maybe they would have. It's called This Solitude of Cataracts. It's by Wallace Stevens.
I've not heard of that
I
one.
really like Wallace Stevens. He was from Hartford, Connecticut,
Oh.
but he's a famous poet.
That's cool.
And it's a very interesting, strange poem that really speaks to me.
Hmm.
It really does.
I'll have to give it a read.
You should look it up.
Definitely. How have your ink preferences changed over time? I think I covered that already. Shimmering the shading to
Okay.
sheening. I'm sorry, shimmering the sheening to shading. Ooh, that's a lot of S's.
Lots of S's.
Your turn.
I thought about this. I don't think mine have changed that much, honestly. Although I appreciate dry inks more now because when I first started collecting pens, I had mostly pilots and they like wet inks, but now I have a bunch of Pelikans and wet inks are not good in Pelikans. They're too gushy.
Yeah.
So I've been looking for more dry inks. And I don't know as much about dry inks. Like I don't have as many or I'm not aware of which ones are dry. So that's something I'm kind of exploring now to find inks that fit some of my newly acquired pens that are super wet and need drier inks.
That's cool.
Can you explain how Logan refills his Retro 51 rollerball refills with fountain pen ink?
No.
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 I can't. You would need to talk to Logan.
He's a
Eric.
wizard. He's a wizard.
He explained it to me, but I didn't understand. Yeah. So, sorry.
Next question. Coffee or tea? What's your favorite?
You want me to answer first or you?
Go ahead.
I'm a coffee person.
Mm-hmm.
I really like coffee. My favorite is dark roast Kona Mountain coffee. And I take my coffee black. I also really like a good cappuccino, but I'm very picky about the foam.
Understood.
What about you?
I like coffee as well.
Okay.
When I'm brewing at home, I like a Gevalia light roast.
Wow, we're opposites.
We are, and I take it cream and sugar too.
We're total opposites.
We are total opposites. If I had to be a tea person, I like my teas spicy, like chai.
Okay.
Yeah, chamomile does nothing for me.
Yeah.
Anything flat tasting.
For tea, I like Darjeeling or Lapsang Souchong. It's
I like
cool,
Lapsang
the
Souchong.
smokiness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Next question. What ink best represents chocolate?
My dude. Robert Oster's chocolate. Next.
Okay, moving on. Lauren sent us a question.
Lauren's delightful.
Her question was very creative. If you could be a pen for a day, which one would you be, and how would you walk?
I would be a Banu Euphoria.
Okay, I can see that.
Perhaps even in this colorway.
Okay.
And very carefully is how I would
Very
walk.
carefully.
It would look like a waddle of sorts.
Okay.
La-di-da, here I go.
Yeah.
It'd be very slow. I'm not expecting to run marathons as a pen.
Okay.
So yeah, waddle here and there. It's faceted, so rolling
Yeah.
doesn't
No.
benefit me at all.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't bring mine out as a prop. I should have.
Go ahead.
But I'll tell you. No, I didn't bring it into the room at all. I
Oh.
forgot about this.
We'll
But
post a picture.
We'll take a picture of it. I'm surprised that we both kind of chose pens that are pens that look like us.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's totally what I did. I didn't say I want to be a pen that's nothing like me and is, really dramatic. I chose a pen that I feel like if I turned into a pen, this is the pen I would turn into.
I love that.
Because, I've been thinking about this recently because it's Halloween time. I don't like Halloween. I don't like dressing up as something that looks nothing like me. It makes me kind of uncomfortable.
Sure.
So if I were a pen, I'd pick the me in pen form, which is the Auto Hoot Black Rose Wave.
I love that. The rose wave reminds me of your curls.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then the rose gold elements, kind of my hair color-ish, and it's a very, slim, straight up and down looking, just very
It's
neat.
very you.
I mean, I'm not that German. I kind of play up the German thing, but it's German, whatever. And I think the way I wrote down, because I like being myself. I do like being myself.
I love that.
The way I would walk is I would stand up really straight. Well, I don't have that pen with me, so I'm just going to demonstrate on this pen because it's got sort of a flat bottom. I would stand up really straight, and then I just glide like that.
You do glide wherever you go.
Yeah. Do I?
Mm-hmm.
I thought just the pen version of me would
No,
do.
you have a very effortless walk about you.
Okay.
Yeah. I stomp. I know what I'm about. I know my brand.
Okay, so I had a question for you.
Oh.
My question for you is, I noticed you had this special case the other day, and I want you to tell me about the pens in your special case. So it's a Yak case, isn't it?
It's a yak leather case.
Which is Pen Boutique exclusive
That's
case.
right.
And it's a 3-pen case.
3-pen case. Those pens are all from indie makers, and they have 3 different grinds on them.
Oh.
I have one from Kirk Spear, that's Imperial grind,
Okay.
and 2 from Damien Alomar from All in the Nib.
Uh-huh.
I have an Architect nib and a Cutlass nib, which is like a more forgiving Architect
Okay.
almost.
And why do you keep those in your special case? Are they your only custom grinds? And
They're
that's
my
why
only custom
Okay,
grinds.
so all your custom grinds live in the special case.
And I'm hoping to expand that collection
Yeah.
when Kirk gets back.
I know. I think you're obsessed with custom grinds now, the way you were talking the other day.
I certainly am. And I want to make the pens I get from indie makers more special.
Okay.
You know,
Cool.
they are special to me.
So that means you're going to have to get a bigger special case.
I'm
or
gonna
another
have to.
small special case.
We'll see. And my question to you.
That's right. You had a special question for me.
Tell me about the most special pen you've acquired since working at Pen Boutique.
Okay, this pen is very special. I have it right here, actually. And I've been using this pen a lot recently.
Yes, you have.
My Pilot Ishime Burgundy. It has a fine nib. This pen was a gift, and I had no idea I was going to get it. I was really surprised. And the person that gave it to me knew I really wanted it, but I didn't. I mean, this is an expensive pen. I wouldn't have bought it for myself. So that fact that it was a really special surprise, something that I really wanted, meant a lot to me.
Yeah.
It was wonderful receiving it. But beyond that, it's such a special pen. It's the Ishime, the meaning of Ishime is stone path, and it's got this amazing texture on it. I love the way it feels. The design is hand-drawn into the wet urushi lacquer. So it's got, I mean, you need to see it in just the right lighting, and it just blows your mind how beautiful it is.
Sure.
I love, love, love the nib on this pen. The first time I wrote with it, I was just like, what? It felt like it was the perfect nib for me. You know, not the perfect nib in the world, but for me, the perfect nib. It's an 18 karat gold number 10 nib, and it feels different. I could tell the difference with the 18 karat. It's got more softness to it. It's so smooth. I love the color. It's just, I love everything about it. So it's really special.
I love that.
But especially because it was unexpected and just, you know, when someone gives you a gift that's something that you want and wouldn't have gotten for yourself.
Right.
That's
Makes a
really
huge
special.
difference.
Yeah.
Our coworker Harsh asked us a question as well.
Mm-hmm.
What is the single most memorable bite of food you've had?
I went way overboard when I was writing down notes on this. Sorry.
Oh my god.
I can't read all this.
Just throw the food item out there and let it be then.
They're all food items. I couldn't stop at one. It's like when you had to choose your favorite pen and you wouldn't do it.
That's true.
Why don't you tell me your answer first?
My grandmother's zucchini stuffed with lamb and rice.
Ooh.
I have a very early memory of her when I was 6, visiting Lebanon, watching her make them.
Oh my gosh, I love your answer.
And I've never been able to recreate it.
Oh.
And it's driving me crazy.
Wow.
Because it was just like, I don't know, the ingredients were so simple, but like the amount of care that went into it, out of this world.
Is your grandma still alive?
No, unfortunately she passed.
Oh, so she can't teach you how.
No.
That is really special.
Yeah.
Now, when I was thinking about this question, I don't have a very good memory where I can just like relive things in my brain very well. So I don't have like a most memorable bite that I can picture myself eating. But people probably don't know this, but I'm really into eating unusual foods.
Yes, you are.
And I actually have a list of weird foods that I've eaten.
Oh my goodness.
It's extremely long. It's categorized into different like meat section, fruit section, etc. I've eaten a lot of very strange fruits, some strange vegetables, a lot of very strange meats from different animals, different organ meats, stuff like that. So I could not stop when I started taking notes on this. I would say, first I was going to say calf's brain. The camera exploded while I was talking about this, so we have to re-record it. I blew people's minds.
You blew the camera's mind.
I blew the camera's mind. So I started talking about my weird food obsessions. At first I was going to say calf's brain because I actually have a sub-list of my weird foods list. That's the weird foods that I will never eat. But when given the opportunity to eat that, I couldn't resist. So
Understood.
I did it. But then I was talking about eating brain with you and some other people, and they had eaten brain too. So I was like, okay, that's not that impressive, clearly. So then I was going to say pig's eyeball, which happened when a friend of mine gave me half of a pig's head to thank me for the spleen roll-ups that I gave them.
The things you're saying are wild to me.
And, I mean, I made this pig's head, and there was the eyeball, and how often do you have the opportunity to eat an eyeball? So I couldn't not do it.
True.
But then I thought about eating turtle stew, which is the national dish of Grand Cayman. It was pretty darn weird. It had a lot of weird, like, organ meats and stuff that I have no idea what they were that were mixed in. It was quite... I mean, I eat a lot of weird stuff, but it was memorable.
Textural experience.
Yes, it had a very memorable level of weird.
Yeah.
Another one, don't want to make people sick, but eating balut with my sister-in-law was very memorable. I won't get into what that is. You can look that up.
Deal.
I've also eaten some really special fruits, such as miracle fruit, which is a fruit, it's like a berry, and when you eat it, it makes things that are super sour taste sweet. So like you can eat this, and then you eat a lime, and you're not going, this tastes terrible. You're going, yum, yum, yum. This tastes like lime soda or something.
Oh, wow.
It was so fun. I've had it multiple times. It's really fun to experiment with.
That's cool.
I didn't really like it because it made things too sweet, and I like things that are tart, but it was very fun to do it.
Sure.
The other one that I can't not mention is mangosteen, because I was obsessed with mangosteen.
Oh my God.
It was like my holy grail, finding mangosteen.
Yeah.
And like, I don't remember how long this went on that I was looking and looking and looking for mangosteen. And when I finally had the opportunity to do it, it was like, oh my gosh.
Was it delicious?
It was, but not as delicious as I thought it would be based on the reputation of how special it is.
That was my feeling about dragon fruit.
So, yeah, but my list is like long of all these bizarre things I've eaten.
Understood. One from our coworker Harsh. If you had to drink a bottle of ink, which would it be and why?
Oh, yeah. What was your answer for that?
The Alchemy Magic Peach Fuzz, because it definitely looks like a soda out of the bottle. The color is kind of delicious looking.
It looks like it would give you some kind of magic powers or something.
I would hope so.
Like a potion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I said I would drink a Colorverse Mini because it's really small.
Mm-hmm.
And I chose ginkgo tree flavor because they're edible.
Wise.
So just, you know. Yeah.
I love it. The last two questions we got from Instagram. The original question was phrased as, what is your least liked pen?
Who was this one from?
Minty Fresh Tea.
Okay, cool.
I didn't like the question because, like, I don't necessarily dislike any of my pens.
Okay.
So I kind of reworded it as least utilized pen.
Sure.
Which would have to be my Pelikan Twist.
Oh, wow.
Also, I have two Preras that need more love.
Okay.
You know,
You should get a custom grind on your prayers,
I
like I did. I
should.
got Kirk to do a custom grind on one of mine.
Ooh.
But one of my prayers is like one of my favorite pens.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
exact
The blue
nib.
one.
Yeah, the blue one.
Mhm.
It's a medium, and I love the way it
Sure.
wrote. But just to mix things up, I got a custom grind on one of them.
And what's your answer?
Mine is a pen that someone gave me, and I really liked it at first, but then I had some unpleasant experiences with the person,
Ooh.
and that made me kind of lose my enthusiasm for the pen.
That'll do
And
it.
I don't normally hold grudges, but I'm just not excited about using it now. But I keep it because it's a brand that I don't have any other pens in, and I feel like, you know, as someone that works in a pen store, it's good to have that pen for reference if I want to, you know, have knowledge about it. So, yeah, I kind of lost my taste for it because of that.
Which one?
I don't want to say it on the air.
Okay. That, you know, I'll let you have that one.
I'll tell you off air.
Okay. Last question from Fiddle Twist.
Okay.
How do you curate your collection? Do you want to answer that one?
I didn't write down an answer for this one.
Oh, my goodness.
Why don't you answer this one?
Okay.
And then I'm going to be spontaneous or just give up. Either one. We'll see.
In the beginning, I didn't. I just bought whatever was attractive to me.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I'm finding, like, a groove in what my style is pen-wise, I'm noticing themes. Like, with David's question, if I had to have groups of pens, like, I like certain sizes, I like certain kinds, I like them whimsical, swirly, and that shows.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I think it's going to get weirder. I think it's going to get swirlier and glitterier.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking forward to it.
And he mentioned that he periodically gets frantic because he feels like he has too many and he wants more, so he has to prune. Sorry. I didn't know.
And I'm in the pruning process.
We were talking about that earlier. You've given away a lot of pens recently, right?
Yeah. Culling the collection for sure.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have changes of heart.
Sure. You just learn things about yourself, or you change, or whatever. Or as you'd explore more, you just go down different roads that you're more into.
100%.
Yeah. For me, I'm pretty deliberate about my pen choices. Like, I don't just buy pens spontaneously, usually. So I would say my whole collection is pretty curated.
Sure.
And I haven't really pruned much. I mean, I pruned a little bit by getting rid of my vintage pens because I decided I'm just not really into vintage pens. But, yeah, I curate by trying to explore some different brands because I have a lot of, like, I started out having a lot of pilots, but when I started working here, I wanted to explore some different brands.
Sure.
And I've done that. And I just really think about a pen before I buy it. Like, is this pen really me? How does it fit in my whole collection? You know, like, if I'm going to buy a new Pelikan, I look at what Pelikans I already own, and I think, is this Pelikan going to be friends with the Pelikans that I have now? Does it want to join?
Does it make sense in my flock?
Does this pen make sense in my flock? And then I'm like, well, maybe not. Or, yes, I need this Pelikan.
Understood.
I guess I would say that's how.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got through them.
Those were interesting.
Yeah, we had a lot of good ones.
Yeah.
All right, folks. We are nearing the end of the episode. You know what that means.
Mailbag!
The tips of my fingers.
Sorry, pilot.
You apologize to the pilot bag, an inanimate object, but my fingies got no love.
Fake. Your nails are fake.
But my finger.
This is a real pilot bag.
I swear to goodness. All right, we've got a few letters.
We don't have too much. We have 3. One of them came in at the last minute.
That's
actually.
right.
Okay, so we have these 2. I forget which is which.
I forget which is which.
We need to do more. This one is dated October 8th, postmarked.
This one's October 1st.
Okay, so let's do that one first.
Yes. Greetings, Leila and Laura. I've written.
Wait, you didn't say who it was from.
I'm sorry. This is from Stacy Schultz in Washington. Hi, Stacy.
Thank you, Stacy.
Greetings, Leila. Oh,
sorry.
Girl.
Sorry. I wanted to find out the cool Day of the Dead stamp.
It is pretty cool.
And the pumpkin jack-o'-lantern thing. And the acorn sticker.
Very seasonal.
And the cool washi tape on the back.
I like it. And the stamp on the back.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. All right, proceed.
All right. Greetings, Leila and Laura. I have written many letters, or started them, in my head over the last 2 days, but I'm now going in a different direction. The first is to show Leila a use for washi tape, making fun paper for writing a letter. It also dresses up a playing card. Pens, the Parker Vacuumatic with a 14K fine nib, and ink, Schaefer Script Washable Emerald Green.
Ooh.
I just arrived home from rehearsal and I am writing to wind down. No, I am not saying writing to y'all will put me to sleep. It will keep me from getting sucked down some rabbit hole, letting my night owl nature come out.
Night owl nature.
Just a nice, calm way to end the night.
Aww.
More dancing on Friday, a very late night. while enjoying friends who perform as the Belfast Bandits band
Cool.
at the Owl and Thistle pub in Pioneer Square neighborhood.
And then there's a little drawing of an owl in the corner.
Right.
And she used plain paper but put a big strip of cool washi tape
I
across
like
it.
it.
I like that.
I am finishing out a personal version of 30 Days, 30 Inks, but this letter is not using one of those inks. I selected out a group of warm tones and fall themes, and some are less legible. The garden tomatoes are ripening up and are stars of many meals.
Mm-hmm.
I am also deep in canning season, putting up goodies to enjoy later, preferably with friends.
She does so many interesting things.
Night comes so early now,
Yeah.
though not as rough as December, making daylight extra precious, especially for activities enjoyed outside. The leaves are turning colors, and hikes with the last of the huckleberries are to be savored. Perhaps the next letter will be written trailside. I love that.
I love that.
A quick note. This vintage pen is close in size to the Sailor 1911S I used in the last letter. They are an informal pair to me, but that story can wait another day. Happy October, Stacy Schultz. P.S. A full double rainbow capped a lovely Saturday golden hour.
Double rainbow.
I love it.
All the way across
Across
the
the
sky.
Whoa. Beautiful.
When you were reading that, I was thinking about how when I was driving to work this morning, a lot of the trees right around Pen Boutique are starting to turn really beautiful colors
It's
now.
gorgeous.
Not so nice oranges. Yeah.
All right, your turn to read a Stacy letter.
I've got a Stacy letter too. So this one's postmarked October 8th, and it has a cool stamp with a whole bunch of musical instruments on it that says something about bluegrass, but it's hard to see because they stomped on it with the cancellation thing. She's got this.
I like that washi
I
tape.
love this washi tape. She used it on another letter. Mountain Fresh Mail, it says. This one has a drawing of a sketch. Messy sketch of Mount I don't know how to pronounce it. Shuksan, I think it says. Greetings, Leila and Laura, from the Mount Baker Mountaineers Lodge. I'm here at a work party. That sounds cool. To get the lodge ready for winter. Built in 1959 and renovated and added to over the years. Ongoing now, construction of new areas. The lodge is open many weekends to Mountaineer members and non-members as a base for activity out of doors. Fall color is in good show, and snow is still some time away. I'm looking out at Mount, whatever it is, sorry, now that the volunteer jobs are done. I hope to post the letter from the first town down mountain for a different postmark. Using a Banu with a fine nib filled 2 months ago. Not sure if alt Goldgrun or something else. Cheers to sun, chill, stars, and fall beauty. Stacy. That's pretty paper, too.
I love
really
it.
like the stationery she
She's
used.
great.
Yeah. So we
And
have
we
one
have
more
one
letter.
final letter.
This one came today.
Yes.
It's very mysterious. It's like it's censored.
Right.
The return address thing is blacked out with black marker.
Not creepy at all.
No. And it's addressed to Cast of Penjoyment, care of Pen Boutique. It's a nice elephant stamp. Who's going to read this one?
If you'd like
Do you
to.
want to read it? Because I just read, but
I can read it.
the handwriting's a little hard to read, but go ahead.
Here we go. Hi guys. Let me start off by saying I am not a pen enthusiast. In fact, I'm writing this letter using a Pen Boutique ballpoint, silver tip, chrome something, and white plastic middle, model number something.
The number that he claims is the model number is actually our phone number
That's
that's
cute.
written on the pen.
That is very cute. My question: how do two pen lovers work in a pen store without being broke all the time? I realize that a lot of your enthusiasm is acting.
What?
But every once in a while, one of you has an aha moment, which means you are going to buy that pen, and those puppies are not cheap. I always think of a line from the 1950s song, I owe my soul to the company store. I do enjoy drinking my tea while I watch the two of you internet on Wednesday mornings. Most enjoyable. A fan.
A fan. Well,
That's cute.
I figured out who this fan is, but since they want to remain anonymous, clearly,
They'll
I
remain
won't
anonymous.
say. So this is really a question for the Ask Me Anything, I guess. So what's our answer?
You think we're not broke. You're cute. No, there's a real answer there.
That is the real answer.
I am practicing better self-control because you're right. These puppies are not cheap.
Some of the puppies
Some
are
of the
cheap,
puppies are
but-
cheap, like a Lamy, and I can
Right.
justify that. But I'm also not buying as many Lamies.
Right.
I'm saving up for
Right.
those pens that I'm really, truly compelled to wear.
Yeah.
So that's my answer. I'm
That you're
getting
saving
better at
Self-control.
self-control.
And what was the question? How do two pen lovers work in a pen store without being broke all the time? Yeah, I use a lot of self-control. I really do.
Notebooks are a different story, though. Ink, like all the pen adjacent things, those get bought up because they're reasonably priced. I can justify it more easily than a $200 some odd pen. Oh, that's fine. And then you sit on a mountain of ink, and you're like, "How did I get here?" So
Sounds like a Talking Heads song.
that's what I was going for.
Yeah.
You might find yourself. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I would say I have a lot of self-control. I've gotten some really nice pens as gifts, and I've bought some pens that I've saved up for and used my employee discount, and was like, this pen is really, really special.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Well, Laura, that kind of concludes the episode.
Yeah.
A few announcements.
We have announcements.
We have announcements.
Okay.
Our Discord is still up and running and gaining momentum.
Uh-huh.
So if you'd like to join that, I'll leave the link down below. As always, we do enjoy your mail.
Yes.
The address is down below. Send us a letter. Tell us what pen you're using. Have fun with it.
Yeah, we need some new people to send us.
Exactly.
Like this person here,
I
Mr.
would
Mystery.
love that.
Thank you.
And don't forget, like, comment, subscribe.
Please do.
We-
Don't roll your eyes. That's important because it makes the algorithm show our show to more people.
And you must massage the algorithm.
That's right, because we want people to see us.
You're right. Laura, it's been a pleasure.
It has been a pleasure. This was fun.
This was good.
I was scared, but it ended up fun.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
As always, keep writing. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.